Every single day, I see new shooters making the same mistake. They walk into a gun shop, credit card burning a hole in their pocket, and they drop $2,000 on a fancy Daniel Defense or a Geisele Super Duty just because some operator on Instagram told them to. Stop it. Seriously. In 2025, modern manufacturing technology has completely changed the game. You do not need to spend a fortune to get a rifle that will defend your home and hit steel at 300 yards. But there is a catch. The budget market is a minefield. For every hidden gem, there are 5 piles of garbage that will jam, rust, or fall apart after a few magazines. You need to know which corners to cut and which corners will get you killed. I am Jeff, and this is Mad Men Review. Today, we are ranking the top 5 best budget AR-15s under $1,000. We judged these rifles on reliability, build quality, and features per dollar. If you are looking to buy your first rifle or just need a solid backup gun, this is the only list you need. Let's get to work. Coming in at number 5, the undisputed king of the budget world, Palmetto State Armory, the PSA PA-15. This rifle is the definition of quantity has a quality all its own. You can often pick up a complete rifle or buy a complete upper and complete lower separately for around $450 total. That is less than the cost of a decent optic. Let's talk specs. The PA-15 usually comes with a 4,150 chrome moly vanadium barrel and a Carpenter 158 bolt carrier group. On paper, those are the same specs as military rifles. PSA has single-handedly armed more Americans than any other company. However, we have to talk about the downsides. The fit and finish can be rough. You might find tool marks inside the receiver. The trigger is usually a heavy, gritty, mil-spec trigger that feels like dragging a brick across concrete, and quality control is a bit of a lottery. Sometimes the gas block might be slightly misaligned, or a screw might walk loose. But here is the reality. For sub $500, you are getting a rifle that goes bang 99% of the time. If you are broke, or if you want a beater rifle to throw in the back of your truck, this is the one. Moving up to number 4, we have the Honda Civic of the gun world, the Smith & Wesson M&P15 Sport III. For a decade, the Sport II was the default recommendation for new shooters. But in 2025, Smith & Wesson finally listened to the complaints and released the Sport III. This is a massive upgrade. The biggest change? They ditched the ugly plastic handguard and the carbine-length gas system. The Sport III now features a mid-length gas system. Why does that matter? A mid-length system pushes the gas port further down the barrel, which lowers the pressure and makes the recoil impulse much softer. It is less violent on the internal parts, meaning your rifle lasts longer. It also comes standard with a free-float MLOK handguard, so you can easily mount lights, grips, and slings without needing to buy extra parts. At a street price of around $750, you are paying for the Smith & Wesson warranty, and their legendary quality control. Is not the sexiest rifle on this list, but it is the safest bet for a beginner who just wants to open the box and shoot. Number 3 is for the shooters who care about ballistics and precision. The Ruger AR-556 MPR stands for Multi-Purpose Rifle, and Ruger decided to cheat the budget game with this one. While most rifles in this price range give you a standard 16-inch barrel, the MPR gives you an 18-inch cold hammer forged barrel. That extra 2 inches gives you higher bullet velocity, which translates to more energy on target and a flatter trajectory at long range. Combined with a rifle-length gas system, this gun shoots incredibly flat. There is almost zero recoil. You can watch your own bullet impacts through the scope. Ruger also includes their Elite 452 two-stage trigger. Unlike the gritty single-stage triggers on the PSA or Smith & Wesson, this trigger has a smooth take-up and a crisp break. It feels like an aftermarket upgrade right out of the box. The downside is long. An 18-inch barrel makes it harder to maneuver inside a house for home defense. But if you are shooting outdoors, hunting coyotes, or hitting steel at 400 yards, the Ruger MPR is the best value for performance on the market. Runner-up at number 2. If you want a rifle that looks and feels like a custom build, check out the Springfield Saint Victor. Springfield Armory really focused on the user experience with this gun. When you pick it up, it just feels tight. They use their AccuTight tension system, which eliminates that annoying wobble between the upper and lower receiver that you find on cheaper guns. The furniture is fantastic. It comes with BCM Bravo Company grip and stock, which are huge upgrades over standard plastic parts. It also features a flat-faced nickel boron-coated trigger that is smooth and consistent. And let's not forget the muzzle brake. It is loud, but it is effective. It deletes recoil, allowing for insanely fast follow-up shots. At around $950, it is pushing the top of our budget. But you don't need to replace anything. You don't need to buy a new stock, a new grip, or a new trigger. It is ready for duty the second you cut the zip tie. And finally, the #1 budget AR-15 of 2025. The undisputed champion, the IWI Zion-15. Why is this #1? Because IWI, Israel Weapon Industries, knows how to build fighting rifles. The Zion-15 is built to a standard that frankly embarrasses other companies in this price range. For under $1,000, usually sitting around $900, you are getting a 4,150 chrome molybdenum barrel that is button-rifled and verified for high pressure. It uses a mid-length gas system for reliability. It comes standard with B5 Systems SOPMOD stock and grip. If you bought that furniture separately, it would cost you $80 alone. The fit and finish are superb. The rail is rigid. The reliability is unquestionable. I have run steel case ammo, match-grade ammo, and dirty surplus ammo through the Zion, and it eats everything. It sits in that Goldilocks zone. It is affordable enough for a regular guy, but tough enough for professional use. If I could only keep one rifle on this list to trust my life with, it would be the IWI Zion-15. So, there is your list. Stop making excuses and get trained. If you are on a strict budget, grab the PSA. If you want a long-range shooter, get the Ruger. But if you want the best all-around fighting rifle for the money, get the IWI Zion. We left links to check current prices and availability in the description below. Let me know in the comments. Would you trust a budget rifle, or are you saving up for the expensive stuff? Hit that subscribe button for more honest reviews. I'm Jeff. Train hard, stay safe.